Hi, so I'm back. I'm going to do my presentation for the Healthy Holiday Tips and Treats that I was going to do at the library tonight, but due to the cold weather, had just one person show up, so I'm going to do it here anyway. So when it comes to the holidays, what we're going to talk about is it's hard to maintain healthy habits and it's hard to avoid weight gain. So I'm going to give you some tips for that, and then as you can see, I think on the video over here, these are some of the different ingredients and the things that I did for the healthier treats, using more paleo-friendly type of sweeteners, and I'll talk a little bit about those later. So what I like to do for all my presentations is just give a little history about myself. I am a health coach, and that's something that's newer for me. It's a newer industry in general, and my journey to health coaching started when I was in high school. I had some really major body image issues. I did a lot of fad dieting, a lot of weight loss type of pills, metabolism pills, in the attempt to look like a magazine model. Horrible, obviously, for my body. I did a lot of calorie counting, excessive exercise. I relied on low-fat and fat-free processed foods, thinking that avoiding fat was the best option, was a healthy option, was what was going to get me to my ideal body. So SnackWell's was my favorite product, and I think I gave them a lot of money during my high school years and some of my college years too. So holidays were a real struggle for me. During that time, there was always so much temptation. Every event you go to, any family event, just tons of food. And for me, I really wanted to just be perfect, and I didn't want to eat any of it. That ended up typically leading to a binge and a lot of guilt and excessive exercise. At that point in my life, and even today, I could not make myself throw up if I wanted to. Otherwise, I probably would have done the binge and purge. So, a very unhealthy start to my health journey. And my body image issues, my reliance on packaged foods, that all continued through my marriage, through the birth of my son. And when my son was young, the doctor said he was way too skinny. He's coming down the stairs now, sorry, I was a bit distracted. That I tried to help him gain weight by doing the packaged foods again, but high calorie packaged foods. And that didn't work. You know, he was still skinny, the doctors still were not happy with his growth, and the Pediasure didn't help, the adding margarine or butter to everything didn't help. So luckily, I met a really great woman in a play group, and thank you for everything. She really introduced me to true nutrition and true health, and got me to see that food is so much more than calories, grams of fat. It's really can be healing medicine, it's information for your body. So with the inspiration from her, I started doing all sorts of research on my own, books and online, following various health gurus, and from there, you know, I just continued to become more and more interested. And in my own family, we started changing the way we ate. We stopped eating so much processed food and packaged food. We ate more real food, and in that process, we felt better. We had more energy, we got sick less often. Really just all around good things happened when we started changing our diet. And for me, I started actually appreciating my body, nourishing my body, accepting it for what it was, and my relationship to food became so much healthier. And so this journey, you know, 20-some years in the making, that's why I decided to become a health coach. And I want to help others who are feeling uncomfortable in their own skin, not happy with the way they look, help you really learn how to nourish and appreciate the body you have right now, because it really does so many things for us, even if we're not exactly happy with the way it looks. So do that, and once you nourish and appreciate the body that you have now, then it'll help you get the body that you really love. And you don't have to do the deprivation and the punishment like I did all those years ago. So that's about me, that's my journey to health coaching. So what we're going to talk about is why people struggle during the holidays with maintaining healthy habits and maintaining their weight. I'm going to give you some tips related to that, and then I am going to show you some of these sample treats, and on this feed I'll go ahead and I will post the recipes that I used, and I have the tips that I'll tell you later. I'll go ahead and post those as well, and then you can have a copy of those. So the big problem that most people experience in the holidays, for one thing, the holidays tend to run about 2 months. Mid-November to about mid-January is where people experience weight gain, and it can be anywhere from about 1 pound to up to 7 pounds is what some people report. And the biggest problem with this weight gain is many times the weight that you gain during this time of year, you never lose. So even if you gain 0.5 pound or 1 pound during this season, you accumulate that over 10, 15 years, and you have 10 or 15 extra pounds of weight. And that can lead to health problems, as we know. It can lead to low energy, and it's kind of a confidence killer when you gain that weight and can't get it back off again. So during the holidays, one of the things that is kind of the overarching issue that we experience when it comes to weight gain and having trouble with the healthy habits is there are cues everywhere to overeat and indulge. And one of those is so much food. There's an abundance of food quantity-wise and also variety-wise. When you go to a holiday event, sometimes there are special recipes that are unique, and then there's all the additional food. I know at my accounting office, we would always get food as gifts from various local businesses. And so constantly there's just food everywhere. It's sitting out everywhere. It just lends itself to overeating for one thing, and also eating when you're not hungry. So I know it's not hard when you're at an event to go back for seconds or thirds because there's so much great food. Another reason we tend to overeat during this time of year is social pressure. And the holidays are kind of thought of as a time to relax, enjoy, have fun. It's really kind of thought as a time to throw away those healthy habits because they kill all the joy of the season, which doesn't have to be the case. But that's kind of the stigma, you know. We'll make up for it January 1st. So there's actually been some studies that in a group setting that you will most likely match the intake of the average members of the group. So this can go for food or alcohol. So depending on who you're with, it will affect how much you eat. And you may also get some social pressure from, you know, whether it's an aunt or a grandma. They make your favorite recipe, a childhood favorite, or they notice that you are having good luck and you've been losing weight and getting healthy, and they worry that you've lost too much weight. You know, you don't have enough meat on your bones, and they question that. So there's some social pressures there. A couple of them are more emotional based. Stress. The holiday season can be stressful, whether it is your busy schedule or financial stress, because you know most of us do spend more money this time of year. Gift giving, it can cost us more, so that can be stressful. And some of us cope with stress by eating. And also stress increases the hormone cortisol, and cortisol in general is a helpful hormone in certain situations, but when you have chronic stress or cortisol is most helpful kind of in a life or death situation. But when you're not in a life or death situation and you have that stress and that additional cortisol, that promotes weight gain, especially like belly fat weight gain. So that's no fun. This time of year can be a really prime time for emotional highs and lows. And again, we use food in those different situations sometimes to cope. It can be sadness, loss, regret this time of year, or it can be celebration and happiness. And on both of those extremes, we tend to use food either as a coping mechanism or as a celebration mechanism. Um, so food can be a comfort in both of those situations. There's also kind of a interesting phenomenon when you come to having forbidden food, and it can feel guilty and satisfying all at the same time. So there's all these interesting emotional highs and lows during the season that we can experience, and food can become a part of that. The last one that's kind of under the cues for overeating and indulging is a lot of times our routines are thrown off, and it can be traveling or just additional commitments in our schedule. And those, we may not have total control over what food is available and what we can eat, especially if we're traveling. We may not have control over our activities, may miss out on our regular exercise routines. So all of this stuff can throw us off, and if we're eating weird foods we're not used to, can lead to stomach discomfort, digestive issues, and lead us to just not really feel really good around this season when we're way off of our schedules like that. So some of these situations may be familiar to you. You may experience other things as well. This is just kind of a general overview. So I want to give you some solutions, some tips that you can use, and hopefully it'll help you have an enjoyable holidays and also help you maintain some of your healthy habits. We're not only talking food and lifestyle, but also emotional and mental. You want to have that mental and emotional health during this season as well. So kind of starting more with the food and lifestyle, bring a dish to an event that you feel good about eating. And it can be something healthy and delicious. It really is possible to have those two things happen at the same time. When you're baking or cooking your own food, you have control over the ingredients. You can use real food, single ingredients in your recipes. And you can add love too. That's the other part I really enjoy. And you get to experiment. You can do substitutes and make maybe a traditional dish a little healthier. The second one is eat a healthy breakfast or snack before you attend your event. It's kind of the same concept as you don't want to go to the grocery store on an empty stomach. You don't want to go to an event on an empty stomach either, because that definitely will lead to overeating, and usually you'll feel uncomfortable, you'll feel bloated, and it just won't be as pleasurable. When you are eating the healthy snack or breakfast, it's a good idea to get some clean protein in, some healthy fat, and some fiber. And those things will really give you some satisfaction and keep you full. A third one is drink water. It's really easy to indulge in sugary drinks, and water will help you stay satisfied. It'll just help in general with your food choices as well. Number 4 is eat real food first. If you're lucky, you'll have maybe some raw veggies available at whatever event you're at. So if you get plenty of those on your plate and start with some real food, some nutrient-dense food, that's a great way to start whatever event you're at, and you'll still have plenty of room for whatever your favorite foods are for the holidays. This fifth one is probably one of my favorite ones. It's so easy to lose track of how much you're eating if you're just standing, and I'm so guilty of this, just standing in the kitchen or wherever the food is placed and just kind of picking off whatever plate is there and available. So my suggestion is make a plate, sit down, and slow down. Like, actually chew your food. Some of the foods that you're going to have this time of year are really kind of once a year type of foods, and you want to savor them, not inhale them. So slow down, relax, and actually enjoy the food that you're eating. Another one is enjoy the conversation and the company. It doesn't have to be all about the food. It can be, you can have the conversation and the company without having a plate in your hand. So, give that a try. I know that's kind of unusual for a lot of us, but it's a good thing to do. Number 7 is maintain some physical activity. Exercise is typically the first thing to go when our schedules are busy and when we're out of our routine. So it might be fun to do kind of a new holiday tradition, whether it's playing football or catch or ping pong, or, getting out the Wii or the Xbox, like with the Kinects, and you can do some physical activity. Just anything to get you off the couch, because that's what we tend to do after we eat a big heavy meal, is just sit down. So if you can get up and get your blood flowing, that'll go a long way to helping you stay within your healthy habits for the holidays. Another one is get outside. Fresh air and sunshine are so important for our health. Physical, mental, emotional health. And it can be hard this time of year, especially we're in the Midwest. It's really cold. Sometimes the sun is not shining. So, do your best. If the sun isn't out and you're experiencing a lot of days where you can't be in the sun and be outside because it's cold, vitamin D may be a really good supplement option for you this time of year. It's good. It's actually a hormone, which is kind of interesting, but vitamin D is really important for your immune system, and it also can help with seasonal depression. Another one is get plenty of sleep. Again, we're really busy, tons of things going on this time of year, but sleep is so important for your immune system, your digestion, your general health. So I have 3 left. So number 10 is take time for yourself. So during this time of the year, again, we're really busy, and a lot of times we don't take time for ourselves. Everything and everyone else comes first. So give yourself permission to do something that's just for you. It's totally okay. It's not selfish at all. And I was like, the great wisdom of flight attendants, put your oxygen mask on first before assisting others. So true in air flights and in life as well. The next one, again, is one of my favorites, is express gratitude. Gratitude can go a long way to help relieve the stress of the holidays. It helps you really find the joy in the present moment. And there's so many great quotes about gratitude, and a couple that I really like are: gratitude shifts your focus from what your life lacks to the abundance that's already present, and gratitude turns what we have into enough. So those are good things to remember during the holiday season, how lucky we are. And the last one is to expect imperfection. So this was my biggest pitfall when I was having my body image issues, is trying to be perfect. Being perfect, trying to expect perfection is stressful, and it's no fun. It's horribly no fun. So, and in my case, it led to the binges and the guilt that resulted. And so if you allow yourself to indulge responsibly, you can use some of my other tips and just really enjoy your favorite holiday foods, savor them, relax, enjoy the company, and don't worry that you've ruined your previous record of health. I like to tell my clients that you don't have to, wait till Monday to start healthy habits, or wait till January 1st. You can say, all right, I'm going to indulge, and starting at, 1 p.m., that's my fresh start, that's my reset. So your reset doesn't have to, you don't have to feel like you've ruined a whole day or a whole month or a whole week just from indulging a little bit over the holidays. So those are my tips. I will post them so that you guys can have them, and I hope they were helpful. So at my original presentation, I was going to demo how to make the raw brownie bites that I have, but I'm just going to tell you a little bit about the couple treats that I have. So the raw brownie bites are super easy to make. I'll post these recipes as well. There's 6 ingredients. They're a lot of, they're Whole Foods type of ingredients, so they're not zero sugar by any means, but they're definitely a much healthier option. So they have 2 different kinds of nuts: almonds, walnuts, dates, which I have right here in that container, vanilla, cacao powder or cocoa powder. You can use one or the other, and sea salt. And they're really good. You just blend them up. This is our awesome Nutri-Ninja, which I absolutely love. You just blend them up and squeeze them kind of into a ball shape, and then put them in the refrigerator, and they'll come out like that, just nice little brownie bites. The other ones I have over here, these are actually baked, but they're nut butter cookies, and these ones have 5 ingredients. I used almond butter. I made 3 different options because they have different sweetener options. Again, I will post this recipe as well, but it's either maple syrup, coconut sugar, or honey. And this one also has the vanilla and the sea salt, and then also has an egg in that recipe. But both of these are great options. They give you some satisfaction for your sweet tooth, but they're a little bit healthier. So those are really nice. But I'll post those and then the tips in this post. So lastly, what I'd like to talk about in my presentations is give people just a little bit of information and an opportunity. If you would like to take any of this stuff farther, go further in your health goals, sometimes it can be challenging to make habit changes. And the reason for that is kind of the classic New Year's resolutions. You know, you start January 1 fresh, you're really excited for a change, you're all gung-ho, you're ready to go. And a lot of times by February 1st, we're back to our old habits again. And a lot of times that is due to the lack of support and the lack of accountability. And then there's some really specific methods that you can use to actually bring about habit change. And some of that is part of mindset. So what I like to offer anybody who comes to my workshops and my presentations, or you guys watching, I like to offer a free one-on-one Love Your Body, Transform Your Health session. And it's basically an introductory session to see if health coaching could help you with your health goals. And what I love about health coaching is that we really focus on what you get to have rather than what you don't get to have. And it's very much the opposite of the diet mentality. I'm working with a couple clients now who have some sweet tooth, some specific desserts they really like. And a lot of what I like to do, help them is, upgrade their diet, upgrade their ingredients, upgrade their sweet treats, and help them add in some foods that really give them energy. And these are some really basic changes, but they can go a long way to helping you have your behavior change, your health change, and reach your health goals. But the biggest key is with health coaching, it's the support, the accountability, and then a really personalized method for the mindset and the sustainable habit change. So I will also post a link if you have any interest in doing an introductory session with me, one-on-one for 60 minutes, totally free. It's a $75 value. And I'll post that link, and it'd be great to talk to you. I'd love to see if I can support you or help you at all in your health goals. I appreciate you guys watching this Facebook Live. So this was like the first big one I've ever done, and that's awesome. So thank you for watching, and I hope you guys have a great night.